All right. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing absolutely amazing. Let's do another live stream. So, if I can already see some of you guys in the chat, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and I will be able to highlight them like this. And I can kind of pin you guys and then we can talk about it. And I thought we can focus on like school, online education, or anything in general, and we can dive into it. So also, if you guys want to let me know where you guys are from, that would be cool. We're like we're 27 people here now. So that is nice. I just, let's kick it off. So I see here, Risha had a question. Hi, Max, I'm 15 years old, helping entrepreneurs make money from content. How would I go about helping people to trust me enough to join my $17 per month community? You can do it in a couple of different ways. I think the easiest way to do it that a lot of people do, or like there's multiple different ways. You can do it like, if you do low ticket, I think really the best way to go about it is to do like Nick is doing. I know I'm talking about him quite a bit on this.
Today, I'm going to start an AI automation service completely.
But I would just start doing content. I think a YouTube channel is really good and just link literally to it. So like, how do you build trust to get people to invest $17? Just share as much value as you can on a YouTube channel, for example, and then literally just link them to your low ticket one. If you're selling high ticket, I think if you're selling over the sales call, right? Then we normally need to close them over the phone. But and I also have this, by the way, that you guys might have seen. This is basically the funnel that we use for more high ticket, and we can dive more into that if you guys want to as well. But we basically do YouTube, but since we're selling higher ticket and not lower ticket, we take them to this funnel thing where we get calls first, right? But if it's a low ticket, how to build enough trust, I would just literally do what Nick is doing. I would just do YouTube channel and provide value and bring them directly to your School About page. I literally think that's the best. And if you have any follow-up questions, we can dive into that as well. Let's see here. Start to see the question. I'm going to use this as a background today. Let's see here. Oops. About how many videos do I need to make per week to have 30 sales calls a month? I don't think it matters too much on like how many videos you make. This is something that I am thinking about a lot as well. Like, we're not getting a lot of views on my YouTube channel, and we have 3 sales reps right now. 1 rep is going full-time, 1 is going half-time, and 1 is going like 40%-ish. So it's like all in all, we have like 2 full-time closers, and we're not really filling our calendar completely, but it's still like the MRR is 134 now. But when we sell high ticket, we normally get between $150,000 to $200,000 per month that come in, and we're not even filling our calendars. So I wouldn't think too much about how many videos you need to make, Ferry. I would more think, so who is my ideal client, right? And what do they want to watch? And either you only make videos specifically for those people, and I know you, Ferry, specifically, you're helping like athletes, like extreme sport athletes, right? Ferry is in our program as well, so I know what Ferry is doing. So I wouldn't focus too much on like how many videos you make per month, or per week. I would more so like at least once per week, I would say. But like, don't feel like you have to like one every day, which also works, by the way. I like to talk about Arlan quite a bit as well. Arlan Hamilton. She started her YouTube channel last summer, and she just went all in, making like daily videos. And she grew to like 164,000 subscribers in basically a year. And if you also look at Nick, he's also doing like 9 days ago, 11 days ago, 7, 5, 3, 1. But I would only go all in and make a lot of videos like this every single day if I knew what my target market wanted, and I could have an endless supply of videos to make. So Nick is all about AI automation, right? So he's doing basically 30 minutes, an hour, 1.5 hours, 44 minutes, 1.5 hours, 8 hours. Like, he's making like at least half an hour tutorials basically every other day. And he can just do that over and over and over again to his market because people really want this and they're really interested in it. So he can just continue to feed it. Yes. But then also I saw a clip from Iman that I thought was very interesting. He said, like, when he started out on YouTube, he talked all about like SMMA in his space, right? So he was very niche down. So he did only SMMA videos. But then he realized that, hey, most people don't really know about what SMMA is, but in his market, people wanted to learn how to make money, right? So then he took a step back and did some broader videos, like the best business model to start, et cetera, et cetera. And then he made more videos to a broader market. And I don't know how I went off into that tangent, but I guess what my point is that it's not so much about how many videos you're making, but it, like, the first thing is to make sure that we make videos about something that people are interested in. And that's easier said than done. Like, I'm still trying to figure this out. And I'm honestly pretty bad at it. I can become a lot better, but we're still getting enough calls from doing this that we grow, essentially, right? So, yes. Renz, what's up? Nice to have you here. What do you think about freemium idea? That's buzzing around a lot at the moment. Yes, so it's basically this model then. So we have a free group funnel. It's either doing, I see that there's 3 different, or really 4 different ways to do Skool in particular. Either you do like content, right? And you bring them into a free Skool community. Then you build a lot of trust on YouTube and you build a lot of trust in your free Skool community. And then you can use different conversion mechanisms, like in your Skool community in itself, you have a course, right? So you can promote with that. You also, as you're building up your free group, right? And you get hundreds of people, thousands of people, tens of thousands of people. Then you can also create posts in that community and everybody get notified when you do a post, right? You can do sales calls or onboarding calls. You can do webinars from here. You can DM people. You can also get those emails and also email them separately on another platform like High Level or ConvertKit or Kit or whatever they're called, our active campaign. And then we then promote a lower ticket community. So $100 per month or $1,200 per year or something like that. This is one model. The other model is to do what Nick is doing, right? He's basically removing all of this and he's just running directly from YouTube to his low ticket. And then also the fourth, or another model that is going to come to Skool, but it's really not out there right now, is that, let's see if I can do it like this. So imagine that you just have traffic, you bring them into a free community. So you only have traffic and a free, but in your free community, the way you get access to the course material and the calls, you have to pay for. So let me give you an example. If we go into our community here now, our paid Skool community, imagine all of this was free, right? So you could join our paid course for free. So it was free to join this. But if you wanted access to, let's say, the classroom, all of our entire course basically, then you would have to pay. And also if you wanted access to the calls, then you would also have to pay, right? So that's the third model, where you have a free community. The community is free, but the classroom and the calls are paid. And then the fourth and the final model is just to not sell low ticket, but you sell high ticket, which is just the old school book a call funnel. So you have traffic to a landing page, you book call, and then you sell them over the phone. But then you sell higher ticket. You only sell annual on Skool, for example. So if you charge $100 per month, you try to only sell $1,200 per year, or $1,500, or $2K, or $3K, or $5K, or $10K, or whatever you want to sell it for. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. Honestly, it's more so what you want to do. I used to do this model last year, which was lower ticket, and we had a free group into low ticket, which worked great. The downside, though, is that you have this churn thing, right? So if you mainly sell information, people will leave once they've gone through the information, right? So we had a lot of customers like that last year where they went through our course and it took them maybe 3 or 4 months. And then they left because they got the info that they wanted and they paid for 3 or 4 months and then they were out, right? Which makes sense. I would do the same. I was like, I'm paying for a course monthly. And then once I got the info, it doesn't really make sense for me to pay monthly. I might love the entrepreneur who's made this thing, but I'm not going to pay just to be nice in a way, right? So that's a thing to be aware of when you sell lower ticket monthly. If people mainly are joining for your information, Once they've consumed the info, they're most likely going to dip or leave. So that's why we're now only doing the higher ticket funnel, and we're only selling yearly access to our course because of many reasons. It's like, for example, we had this guy, and this is happening all the time. We had this guy who made a success post in our community in January because he got to $8,000 per month. And he was in there for 3 months, I think. So he joined our program, went for 3 months and paid monthly, or maybe it was end of last year, I don't remember. Yeah, end of last year, and made the post in January. And then he dipped or left because he got the info. And now I saw that he made another post in the Schoolers community where he is now making, I think, $17,000 a month or $20,000 a month. So there's nothing wrong with that, but that's something to be aware of, that if people join your course, they're probably going to leave after you dip. And now he's grown even more. And it would obviously be really cool if we still had him in our community, because we could talk to him. He could inspire other people in our community, and we could interview him, and we could make a testimonial potentially and a results post format as well. So there's benefits to keep people in your community for a longer period of time, because then you can help them for a longer period, and you can also get testimonials and reviews that can help you further grow your community as well. But the downside is that the threshold is a bit higher for people to join, since it's more high ticket, right? So you have to do sales calls basically. But sales calls I think this model is easier to do than the lower ticket, because we don't have to worry about churn. The thing that I hear a lot of people say is that, oh, but I don't want to do sales calls. I don't want to do sales calls either. I haven't done a single one. But then you can have closers who work for you, and the easiest way to find closer for your community is basically people who've been going through your program. That's how I find every single person who's selling for my company right now. They basically have been previous customers, and yeah, it's really good. And then you sell high ticket, and you can give them a percentage, like 10% per sale, and you can do that. So it's just different ways to go about it. I don't know if. Let me check the question again. Yeah, what do you think about the freemium idea? It works. It 100% works. I think it's great to do that for the low ticket, but for high ticket, I think the funnel, the book a call funnel, is better. Nice. We have 45 people here. Awesome to have you guys here. Just let me know if you have any questions, and cool to see where you guys are from as well. Hey Max, I'm Adil. Cool name. I run a video editing agency and currently struggling with clients. I'm already on Skool and in your community. Any advice? If you're struggling with clients and if you're running an agency, it probably comes down to, I guess it's three things, right? As in any business, it's like, do we have a good service, right? So do we have a service or a product that people actually like and get the results for? So when they pay us, do they actually like it? That's probably the first thing to figure out. And even before that, we need to figure out what the service is, and are people actually in need of what I do, right? We have a market, and that market has a problem, and then we have a solution for that. So in your case, you have a video editing agency. So I would probably select a market for your business. So who do you help with video editing? Is it anybody and everybody, or can you niche that down? Is it for Skool community owners? Is it for coaches? Is it any specific coach? Is it maybe a fitness coach? Or is it a basketball coach or a pickleball coach? We have a basketball coach in our community making $60K per month. So I would first of all niche down your market, right? And then once you know your market, they have a problem, and a lot of business owners online right now need help with video editing, right? But maybe what type of video editing? Do you help with any type of video editing? Is it long form? Is it short form? Is it VSLs? Is it course material? Is it what pain point are you helping with? And then the third thing is the solution, right? Which basically becomes that. So that's what I would focus on first. Product market fit. Who's your market? What problem do they have? What's your solution to that? And then once you do have that, it basically comes down to traffic and sales, right? So how can and obviously the service delivery, give them good service and good product, get them results. And it's just service or traffic and sales. And I would just, if let's say I had a video editing agency for fitness coaches, and I'm helping them to edit their sales, their VSL basically, their sales video, and I'm also helping them to edit short form content, let's say, for Instagram. Then I would make a YouTube channel and an Instagram page where I would edit marketing for yourself. So I would make content yourself, and I would take them to VSL funnel like this, right? And then I would basically sell them. So I would focus on the basics and then traffic and sales. Might sound like a boring answer, but that's, or like a simplistic answer, I guess. Obviously, there's more to it in detail. And if you want us to explain that more in detail, we have calls, right? So if you go to course.com/start, we have calls. So we could, like, it's like a free strategy session, so you could check that out if you want to. But in general, I would just basically focus on the basics. What do you think is the ideal conversion rate to the mid-ticket offer from the VSL? I don't know what you mean by mid-ticket offer. I would honestly just not even have a mid or a high or low ticket offer in the beginning. I would just have one offer. I would either decide if you want to do low ticket. I would just do traffic to your Skool About page, and then you can see the conversion rate on your Skool About page, right? So you can see our conversion rate for our community is 1.2%, right? But we're not doing the conversion on the Skool About page, really. We're doing it on the sales call. So that's probably the first thing, and Hormozy talks about that as well, right? Like your first million should just be like one offer, one product, and just sell that. So I wouldn't have multiple ones. I would, if you have low ticket, I would just do YouTube to that and check your conversion rate here. I don't know what the average is for Skool for low ticket. Is it like 2% maybe? 2.5? Could be wrong. Anything above that is really, really good. And if you're doing a sales call, I would probably shoot for, like, if you can have, like, in the beginning, maybe you have 20%. And then as you get better and better, you had 30, maybe even higher than that. 35, 40 is really good. Yeah. Let me know if you have a follow-up on that, if I missed it. Miles is here, and Dylan is here as well. Dylan and Miles is part of course as well, so that's good. Miles is up, or Dylan is up early, as usual. Question, how have you customized high level for course? You can basically white label high level. So if you want to, so high level is basically a software where you can do everything, right? And then what you can do is that you can pay high level $500 per month, and then you can basically brand it as your own thing. So you can put your own brand on it, and you can also customize it. It's called a snapshot. It's basically a template, right? So we give our customers, like we have white labeled it to Course OS. That's what we call our high level version. And then we give them the landing pages, the designs for that, the designs for the websites, the forms, the settings for the forms, the follow-up automations, the sales pipeline settings, the calendar settings. What else? That's basically it. Funnel, automations, forms, surveys, basically everything that people need, right, to set up and sell high ticket. We basically just give them. And and the way you customize it is basically just signing up for high level and start customizing it. Yeah. Arden, how's it going? Sunny Arden is also a course team member. He's doing our setting. So if you guys have any questions about setting, like how do you actually do setting? If you guys are doing high ticket stuff, then Arden is in the chat. Sunny, hey Max, I'm a growth partner helping creators build and scale Skool communities. Nice. Should I focus on YouTube content, networking on Skool, or sending looms to scraped leads? If you're talking about getting like customers for yourself, I would 100% start your YouTube channel and talk about Skool and help other schoolers. I would also, I think it's great to network. Like Skool is amazing. Like Skool is really, really good to network. I wouldn't like sell on Skool per se. I wouldn't, because it's not really, it's kind of frowned upon. So I wouldn't join like communities and start pitching and stuff. I would just like make connections with people, provide value to people, and then organically you will most definitely find work. Yes. I would be active in the communities, like in the Skool's community, just providing value. And do a YouTube channel as well. Pretty much everybody on Skool is on YouTube as well. I think that's something important to remember. So make Skool content on YouTube. And not a lot of people are doing Skool content on YouTube. So I think that's great. Sebastian, how's it going? Max, if you were starting a Skool community today to monetize what people know, how would you onboard new members and exactly their deepest needs to build the right offer? it goes back to the basics we talked about before. I would first of all select the market that you're actually interested in. And don't necessarily think about traditional markets. You can think about like, if you're super interested in, yeah, like that example I said before, like you have been a pickleball coach or a basketball coach, let's say, and you really like that. You love that because you love to play basketball, and you run a business and you have been a basketball coach yourself. I would just be like, how can I help other basketball coaches? And then I would look at what problem they have and how I can help them with that. So let's say basketball coaches have problem with marketing and sales. So they need more customers. How can I help them with that? And maybe you know how to do that because you've been doing that yourself. And then and also important here is like, choose a market that you actually enjoy and that you're interested in. Because if you choose a market that you're not necessarily interested in, it normally dies out. Like what I did when I ran my agency, I was helping roofing and solar contractors, right? So I was helping roofing and solar contractors because it was a good market. They could replace a roof in 1 or 2 days. They got like $20,000 with financing for the homeowner. And they had very bad marketing, and none of them were doing Facebook ads when I started, so I just started helping them with that. So I had a great market, they had a painful problem, and a great solution for that. But I wasn't passionate about roofing, so I quit because I didn't want to do a roofing business, marketing business for the rest of my life. So it's very important to be interested in the market you choose as well. Christine, hey Max, I wanted to know how to build a sales funnel to a Skool community without cold outreach. I watched a video by Tom Youngs that showed that it's possible, but I wasn't sure if it would work. Yeah, so if you do the low ticket route, you don't really need a sales funnel. You can just use Skool directly. If you do high ticket, you can build this. And yeah, this is basically exactly how we do it. Either you can figure out how to do it yourself or watch YouTube videos. Or obviously we teach our customers how to do this, or we literally give them this in a click-by-click import thing. But you're asking specifically how to build a sales funnel to a Skool community without cold outreach. Like if you don't want to do cold outreach and you want to sell low ticket, I would just start a YouTube channel and direct them directly to the Skool community. But I think high ticket is really good. I like higher ticket more, and I think it would be beneficial for a lot of other people too, especially like even starting out selling annual, not necessarily super high ticket per se. How many views? So how many views do you need on YouTube? Well, there are YouTubers who get millions of views per video and they don't make a lot of money at all. There's some YouTubers on YouTube right now they have like there's this, I talk about this individual in the course. He has like 3.6 million followers and he made like $20,000 in total last year. And then there's people with getting like 900, 500 views or 900 views per video, and they're making millions of dollars in profit per year. So if you get millions of views, you're not necessarily going to make a lot of money, right? If I start doing dancing videos and it goes viral, but I don't have a product attached to that, right? If I'm not promoting anything, I'm not going to make any money. But if you have a small YouTube channel about pickleball, right? Or for pickleball coaches. I have a small YouTube channel for pickleball coaches and I get 500 views per video. And I convert a small percentage of that and I post 2 or 3 times per week. I'll probably get quite a bit of calls from that, right? So yes, don't think too much about how many views or how many subscribers you need. I would just start posting and control what you can control. Like I'm making videos for these people and I have an offer for the same people. So when they watch my videos, I can redirect them directly to my funnel. And then it's just about starting the process and sticking to it. I love Arlen. Yeah, Arlen is really cool. Nick also has a second channel. Yeah, I haven't seen that. Would you recommend traveling to Sweden? Yeah, if you do, come during summer. It's nice. It's really nice. We just had Midsummer here in Sweden as well. Just came back from that. Midsummer's Eve. For paid ads or traffic, do you still recommend 322 and the real comment method? Yes, so actually we can do, this might be interesting. Yeah, we don't even run any cold ads right now. We run retargeting ads, but there is a way. So this is, if I will start running cold ads right now, there is a framework called the I can explain this to everybody if you're interested in cold ads, 3-2-2 framework for cold ads. And it basically looks like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then we have 2 boxes here, and 2 boxes here, and 2 here, and 2 here. So this is now 3 images. So image, image, image. And here we have a headline. And here we have a headline. And here we have body copy. And here we also have body copy. Oh, body copy. Because the thing when we run cold ads is that we need to test a lot of different things. And on Facebook, there's this thing called a creative dynamic, which basically means that you can upload up to 10 images, up to, I don't know, 5 headlines and 5 body copy. But then a lot of people have tested this, so they say that the 3-2-2 combination is normally what works the best. So if I was running ads, I would still do this. I would upload 3 different images, right? Or 2 images and 1 video maybe. And then I would upload 2 different headlines for my ad and 2 different body copy for my ad. So now I have 3 times 2, which is 6, times 2, which is 12. I have 12 different combination of ads, because this image can use this headline and this body copy, or this image, this headline and this body copy, or this image, this headline, this body copy, and this image, and so on and so forth, right? So if I was running cold ads, yes, I would still recommend this. And for Instagram, like the ManyChat, yes, that also still works. But now, basically what we do is we only do organic traffic. YouTube and Skool is also organic traffic. Instagram is also organic traffic. We direct everybody to our book a call page, and then we use retargeting ads. So we don't use any cold ads. And I like it a lot more. I thought when we turned down our cold ads that we would lose out on a lot of sales. Well, it turns out that I'm just saving a bunch of money about not running cold ads, still getting calls, and we make sales. It's basically mostly all profit. Basically, we're spending on ads. We're spending $5,000 to $6,000 per month on retargeting ads, and so that's, you know, 5K out of 200, 150K per month. It's not a big percentage. And then every single time we make a sale, I pay my sales reps 10%. So it's most, and then we have some cost of, like, you know, software and blah blah blah. But that's not too much, honestly. So I wouldn't run cold ads. I would try and do organic YouTube. I think organic YouTube, organic Instagram, directly to book a call page, sell high ticket, and then run retargeting ads is honestly the best. That's what I like right now, at least. But if I was running cold ads, I think the 3-2 framework is really good. Here we're waiting for you to quote your 50K mentor. 50 mil mentor. I wouldn't really call him a mentor. I haven't even met him. But the guy I've been referring to who's made like 50 million in the online education space is Iman, right? Iman Gadzi. And we actually went to his event 2 weeks ago. And I got sick. But Dylan and Aaron on my team went in my place. It was an amazing event. He's very, very knowledgeable, Iman, in the online education space. He's very young as well. He's like 24 or something, 25. And he's made like 100 million selling digital products and 50 million with online education. So yeah, we've picked up a lot of good stuff from Iman. He's really, really good. Hello, hello. Aaron, how's it going? At 40K is right now, hiring another setter on Monday, but traffic is the main thing. Demand, yeah, so that's the bottleneck, right? I'm thinking add YouTube as more of a top of funnel. What do you think? I think YouTube is great. I think YouTube is amazing. I think it's like the best platform, really. Because just think about how you use social media yourself. If you have Instagram or TikTok on your phone, every single time you go on Instagram, how I use it, it's basically to post stories, and then if reels pop up, and when we share like memes and stuff internally with the team, it's just funny stuff, really. It's just funny reels. And if I find somebody sometimes I can find somebody on Instagram that that is interesting, but it's just very short form, right? It's very scrolly. But on YouTube, the intent is to like, I want to get inspired or learn something. You even search for content. You don't really search for shorts. It's fed to, right? So the intent on YouTube is very, very strong. And yeah, and Aaron is basically in like helping people with sales. So I would, if I were you, Aaron, I would make like something that is really good in the sales space is like make YouTube videos about closing. People love that. Like make videos for coaches and consultants and agency owners on how to, like sharing how you do sales and closing. That people love that, to watch closing calls. Yeah, Dylan agrees. Yeah, in SaaS sales to such a small group of creators, I think it would crush. I agree. Yes, they have a conversation here. Yeah. Anthony, how's it going? Hey Max, OG Max Premium member who passed 20K per month for the first month. That's crazy. For your ARR offer, do you still do the payment processing through Skool, or do you collect payment another way? That's crazy. 20K per month, first time this month. That's amazing. Congratulations on your hard work. And for those who don't know, we were called Max Premium before we changed name. Yeah, we still use Skool for our payments. Very rarely do we use another platform, but that's, yeah, like 99% of our payments are still going through Skool, even through high ticket. It's not ideal. Like Skool is really, really good because Skool handles the VAT for you. But if you're selling high ticket, right? Let's say you're selling a product for $3,000, and then somebody joins the call and like, I really want to join a program, but I don't have $3,000 that I can pay right now. Then you can do split payments, right? So you can say like, yeah, but do you have $1,000? And then say yes, and then okay, let's do a payment plan for 3 months where you pay $1,000 per month. Right? So then what you can do at Skool is that you can just set up a monthly payment for $1,000 per month, and then after the third month, you just cancel it, right? That works. It's not ideal though, because now they are basically in your community for free. So when the next year comes around, if they want to renew, then you kind of have to kick them out and redo it again. So I would love to see for Skool where they can have a little bit more advanced payments features, but also I know that Skool is mainly now, it's definitely mainly people using the payment processor on Skool for lower ticket, which is great, and it's really good for that. But for high ticket, as selling higher ticket, it can definitely become a bit better. But it handles the VAT for you, so like that's why we still use it. It's really good. Also, Klarna for split pays, is that a no-brainer? Yes, as I might set that up as another option from through to pay. Yeah. Split payments with BNPL and payment like Klarna can be really good for high ticket. Would you just use one community and drive everyone into that for free, and then convert them in the DMs to pay to unlock your course, which has access to the live cars, or would you run 2 communities? Yes, so basically what you're saying here, John, right? Like that's what we, like let's say this is a free community, right? So they can join the community for free, but if they want access to the classroom and the calendar, then they have to pay, right? This is something that is coming to Skool. I don't think it's live yet. I can be wrong though, but I don't think it's live yet. I think it can work. Like, and if I'm just gonna be honest with you, I would not do the free model anymore. I would not bring traffic directly to a free Skool community and convert them into a low ticket. I would neither do this model where I bring them into free and then people upgrade, and then if they pay, they unlock the classroom and the calls. I wouldn't personally do that. I think it's best to have paying members in a paying community. So it's only paying people in the same community. That's what I think. And also, so if I was going the low ticket route, I wouldn't do neither of those. I would just have a YouTube channel directly to my paid Skool low ticket community, like Nick is doing. And again, in my case, I think higher ticket is better because we keep them in for a year. I think there's the benefits is outweighing. I think it's hands down the best to sell annual and then use a funnel for that. But if I was going low ticket, I would do YouTube directly to the low ticket. I think it's very cool though, this new thing that Skool is doing. I wouldn't use it though. Saturday morning with Max and course team while working on YouTube and Skool. This is how you break the internet. Yeah, like YouTube and Skool is fun. And Jenna is super active in the Skoolers community. I see you everywhere, Jenna. So if there's a lot of other Skoolers here who are active, then you probably know Jenna as well. Aaron? House of Shaves Barbershop. Are you guys running a Skool, by the way? I know that there are like some barbershop communities on Skool doing really well. The software I use is called Ecamm Live. It's specifically for Mac. It's really good though. I enjoy it. It's super simple. And the cool thing is that you can live stream on multiple platforms at the same time. I don't do that though. I only do YouTube. But it's nice that you can highlight comments like that, like this on the screen. Yeah, so that is the tool I use. What do you think about doing growth operating and selling low ticket? Okay, so I assume that if you are a growth operator and you're going to help other creators, I wouldn't do low ticket for them, right? It doesn't make sense. Let's say I help a creator to make 50K per month on Skool, and then I get paid $99 per month. Doesn't really make sense, right? But if you're working one-on-one with them, I would probably get paid a percentage of what you help them generate and maybe a base potential. If you mean that, yeah, is that what you mean? Doing growth operating and selling low ticket. If you mean doing low ticket for your customers, so if you have a customer and they should do something, yes, you can. Like, you can 100% do that. The big thing to be aware of, though, is the churn thing. If people only buy the information from the creator that you work with, only to get the info, I think you should go annual and get paid for a year upfront. However, if people are joining that community not only for the information they're going to learn, but also for the community, if it's like a hobby thing, or maybe they want to pay, let's say there's a music artist or a creator on YouTube, and if I pay $50 per month, I can access him more and ask him questions more over time, and I can get like perks for doing so. If you have another thing that like to keep people in there, I think low ticket is good. Yeah, it's just churn. Make sure that you have a plan about churn, I guess my point is. And it's pretty tough. When thinking of your upsell, how do you structure it so people see enough value in it to pay for that product? So in the beginning, I wouldn't even have an upsell, right? I would just have one product and one offer, and I would just promote that. Then, but also something that is interesting, that a lot of businesses has like 25% of their top line revenues coming from upsells. So if you have a successful business and it's starting to work and people are buying it, but the main thing, then I think it's great to start thinking about upsells. And in the info space particularly, I think the best, like, I see it in 3 different levels. Level 1 is that they get the course and they get the calls in the community, like they get the info, right? So that can be a base offer. Then if they want, but people are always willing to pay more money for more access and help, right? If I can join a course and then I can pay a little bit more to achieve my goals faster and easier with more help and support, that's a great upsell. So the first upsell could be more access to your team, right? Maybe they get access to an exclusive WhatsApp group or an exclusive call per month or something extra. So they get like another channel that they can get faster support with. I think that's a great upsell for the info space. And then the third upsell, it's like in-person events. So if they want even more access to you, if they actually want to be able to meet you and ask you and shake hands with you and like sit down with you and get personalized help in person over a 3-day event, then that can also be an upsell, which is the mastermind, right? And that's what's been working pretty much forever since people started selling courses online. It's been like, sell a high ticket offer, and if they want more help and support, you have a mastermind. That's never gonna go away. And it's there for a reason, because it works. And a lot of people run very good businesses with it. Let's see. Yo, Jimmy is here. This is a childhood friend of mine. I'm struggling to pick a niche. I think I feel like I need to have a lot of knowledge in a specific niche to get started. Yes, so the niche thing, right? Well, you don't necessarily need a lot of knowledge to get started in a specific niche. It depends on what it is, though. If you're gonna sell, like, let me tell a story about this, right? When I started my agency, the first thing I focused on was just the market. I was like, okay, I need to find a profitable market, like roofers, as I said before, right? I identified roofers. I knew nothing about roofing. I was bad at marketing at the time, and I'm gonna come to that in a second. All I really knew was that I was pretty good at building trust, and I was not necessarily that good at sales, but I was good at selling because I could build trust with people. And I could explain to them what I was going to do for them, like present my service. So I was just like, okay, I have no skills, I know what to do, but the roofing space is a good niche because they can replace a roof in a day, they make a lot of money, and I think they have bad marketing. That was my first guess. So I set up a sales funnel. I started getting on calls with roofers and identified that they had bad marketing. I sold my first customer. I tried to make their marketing better myself, and it failed because I was really bad at running ads myself back then. So I was like, oh, this is not good. I've sold a client, he's paid me, and my service delivery is really, really bad. So what do I do? Well, I found somebody who was really good at marketing, and then he did the ads for them, right? So we can always leverage other people's experience as long as we as the entrepreneur can identify a marketplace and a problem and sell, right? Then we can always create the solution for them. We don't have to necessarily have the solution ourselves in our own head. So if you do that to online courses, then the first thing I would start with as well, like, what market do I want to go for? What am I actually interested in? And you, Jimmy, in particular, you've been doing a lot of sports, right? You know a lot about marketing. You like teaching as well, right? So the first thing I would do if I were you, Jimmy, I would look at, like, what am I actually interested in? What do I have passion for? Then once I know that, I would look for a problem in that niche and then see what the solution is. And if you can do the solution yourself, that's great. If you can't, well, then you can always figure it out yourself, or you can actually partner with somebody who can do the solution. But always start with the market first. Like, who do I actually want to serve? And then look for a problem that they have. And then you create a solution out of that. And also, if you can see somebody else is running, if you can find a competitor who's serving that market already, that's great, because now you can basically see how they do it, right? So let's say the last thing I'm gonna say on this, let's say I see Nick here, for example. Let's say I'm a complete beginner, and I'm like, okay, I see that Nick has a very successful YouTube channel. I see that AI automation is extremely trendy. I see that he's making a lot of money on Skool. I think he's making 300K per month or something like that. I would be like, interesting. That's cool. There's definitely a market here. They have a problem. He has a solution for that. And he's selling and he's making a lot of money. Great sign. But I don't know anything about AI automation. What would I do? Well, first of all, I would watch all of his videos, basically. What does he teach? How does it work? Then I could also go to his product here, and I could see, oh, his product costs $184 per month. What if I invested some of my money as like an R&D project, like research and development? I joined his product, I watched his entire product, I learn exactly what he's doing, I read his reviews, I read every comment in his community, I look at what his customers like, I look at what they don't like, and then probably by going through his course, I will learn everything that Nick knows, right? Because he's teaching me to get his brain, basically. Right? If Nick is watching this, he's gonna hate this. But that's what I would do. I would just be like, how can I make his stuff better? Then guess what? I would do my own YouTube channel. I would make videos similar to his, because that is working. I wouldn't copy or steal anything from his course, obviously, but I would just make his material better. I would be like, okay, this is what people want to learn about in the AI automation space. I'm gonna do my own version of that, and I'm gonna make it better. So now I've basically gone to the marketplace, basically found something that's working, copy it, copy the idea, copy the YouTube idea, copy the product idea. Why? Because it's already working and it's selling, and I would make it better in my own way. And now when I start this business, well, I'm not starting from zero, because I know that what I'm doing is working for this individual, so why wouldn't it work for me? That's a really good way to go about it when you're selecting a niche and something to go for. Just copy what works. And maybe if I was a beginner, I would actually potentially do this myself, honestly, because it's super trendy. Hopefully that helps, Jimmy. And nice to see you in the chat, by the way. And then Anthony, I guess, how do you do the payment processing through Skool if your paid community doesn't have a price? Just says join group, sorry. Well, if you join on a sales call, right? If we go to our community here, if I open up incognito, you can see it says that it's just a paid community, right? So there's no money here. But since we do the selling over the phone, right? So when we do the selling over the phone on the sales call here, then we just go on the back end of your community, change the price to whatever price you have, they process the payment, and then you change it back. So you just do it manually, basically, since you sell it over the phone. That's how we do it. What am I trying to do right now? Brain connect. There we go. Let's see. Yes, we have a Skool. Would you still recommend doing an annual payment only if you don't have a sales team? I wouldn't do annual only if you're not doing sales calls. No, I would not. But like building a sales team, like getting somebody to do sales calls for you, it's not hard. Like it's like the easiest thing, honestly. How I did it I have a story about like Miles, one of my first ever sales reps. I was like, okay, I need somebody to take sales calls. Okay, what did I do? I went into my Skool community, my paid Skool community. I looked at all my members. I was like, who knows sales? Oh, Miles knows sales. He has a YouTube channel where he's doing videos about sales. And he's very active in my community. And he's even doing, like he did some Q&A calls or like co-working calls for free. I was like, he's active, he knows my product, and he knows sales. Let me ask Miles. Hey, Miles, do you want to do sales? He was like, yes. Within 48 hours, potentially less than that, we filled this calendar with sales calls and he was making sales. I didn't have to teach him anything. He knew the product, he knew what I was doing, he knew sales. I just set up a calendar and got calls for him and he started closing. So finding somebody who can do sales for you is like extremely simple. But I wouldn't do, I would definitely do calls for an annual. The niche is tutoring. I partner with creators and sell low ticket. The churn is almost zero because people stay till they finish their exams. Any advice? What was your previous questions on this? Growth operating. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you're partnering with creators who is in the tutoring space, yeah, I think that could fit really well. But even again, if you can find other people to do it as well, that's great, as I just talked about, right? I'm trying to build out my team now to get to the 100K per month. Would you recommend structuring a lean team to scale to those 100K a month? Like you don't need, like if you sell high ticket, you don't need a big team. Like, right? It's just running the numbers. I don't know what you sell your product for, Aaron, but like, let's say it's you, and you are managing your community and you're building the product and you do the traffic. Maybe you have like an editor who's helping you to edit some videos, but it's you and you manage the community. Let's say that's the leanest possible team. It would be you managing the community and the product and support, which could be a lot, but you could definitely manage that yourself. You could have like an editor maybe that helps you to create content for social media. And then you have one sales rep. And let's say that sales rep is taking 8 calls per day. So he's taking 8 hours worth of calls per day. So let's do the numbers. I don't know how much you charge, Aaron. I'm just gonna guess that let's say it's $3,000. So you have somebody a sales rep who have 8 slots per day times 22 days per week. So he can take 166 calls per month. And let's say I have an 80% show up rate. So you have 140 calls per month. And then let's say he's closing 30%. So that's 42 sales times $3,000. What are we at then? Yeah, that's like you can go there with one rep. Which is pretty crazy. So you can literally be you, a sales rep, and a video editor. And then maybe you're like, I don't want to do the support and like a lot of these things myself that needs to be managed, and maybe have some admin stuff that you need to get done as well, and whatever that might be, right? Then you could have like somebody who could be like an executive assistant or like a community manager that helping you with a lot of stuff that needs to be looked over, maybe the funnel or stuff like that, right? Which is really, really good. But yeah, you can keep the team very lean to 100K per month, 100%. It's just getting that traffic and getting good calls and closing. That's Jimmy again. Good stuff. Thanks for the Q&A. Thank you. Helping us. Good stuff. How would you get the traffic if you're starting from zero? Well, I would, Selena and Niklas, if I'm starting from zero, I would just, like again, this example, right, that I did with Nick, I think this is like the most powerful thing. If you can find a YouTuber who has figured it out, right, who they are doing content and they're selling something, I would look for those people. I would be like, oh, Nick is in the AI space. He's figured this out. It works for him really well. What if I just start doing a similar channel like him? And what if I can learn what he knows by buying his stuff and watching his videos? And then I can just start teaching it myself as well. Then I would, that's literally what I would do if I start from scratch. I would copy a concept that's already working. Yes. That's what I would do. Should I shoot for a 2-call close or 1 call for nutrition coaching at 4K? I would do 1 call, honestly. That's what we do, 1 call close. And do like a 1 hour call. And if they need time, like, you can use a lot of things to close people on 1 call. You can have, like, there's a bunch of things that people use, right? You can use incentive-based pricing. Like, you can incentivize people to take action on the call, right? So let's say that, like, if you join today, you're going to get this bonus. And the reason why we do this bonus, if you join on the call, is because we will not have to chase you all over the world. And I don't have to follow up 1,000 times to get you to buy. And it's a test for us, right? Like, we can actually gauge if you're actually interested. Because who wouldn't want to join on the call today if they're getting this really good bonus or discount or whatever it is, right? So you can use incentive-based pricing. And then you can also do, you can have different aces up your sleeve, right? So if that doesn't work, then what if we did this? What if we do split payments, right? And so then you could do like, what if we split it in 2? And you talk about that. What if we split it in 3? What if we talk about that, right? And let's say like, yeah, okay, I can do it today. I get this bonus. We can split it in 3. That actually works for me. But I have to talk with my spouse, or I have to talk with my wife, or I have to think about it for a day, which a lot of people want to do, which is completely fine as well. Then what you can say is that, well, what if, basically to lock in this offer, right? And also to gauge if you're actually serious about this. So we're getting through all of the smoke screens. We have this deposit thing. So then that's something a lot of people use as well. So people can pay down a small deposit to lock in that, and then they can think about it for 24, 48 hours. And it's a non-refundable deposit. So people pay a small deposit, they go and think about it. If they want it, that's get deducted on the payment. If they don't want it, well, now they will feel like they have to come back to you, right? Because they've done the deposit. So we can use a lot of things to get people, to gauge if people are actually interested. Like, if you're using all of these aces on a sales call and they're not even willing to put down a deposit, then you basically know that they're not really that interested anyways. So now you don't have to follow up 1,000 times. But if you get somebody to the very end and they put down a deposit, now it's at least worth for you or your sales reps to follow up with them, right? And then 100% do follow up as well, which is really good. So yeah, that's some sales talk. Yeah, the price is right now 2K, but the close rate is high. So even on 2.5K, average customer value, is that what that stands for? ACV? It works. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a traffic thing, right? Like traffic and sales. When you have a good product, it's just like, how can we get more traffic and promotion? And I think YouTube, retargeting ads and Skool in itself is really good for that. So my niche is OFM. I'm doing YouTube, but not getting views. I don't need a ton of views, but it's hard to just get 100 plus, almost 40 videos. Thinking about making a 2-hour free course on YouTube and advice. Yeah, so for whatever offer you have, right? Whatever industry you're in, I would look at what are other people doing in this industry that is working, right? As we've talked about now before, right? I would literally do that. Like, what are other people in my industry doing? If you're in a marketplace that is working and people are making money in it, like, what do they do? I would just be like, well, I'm just going to do exactly what they're doing. Doing free courses on YouTube is really good. Some people are crushing it with it. Like, there is this, like, my views video on my channel is the free course. Like, it's this one. It's like a free course that I made. And also there are like free e-com course, right? There's this guy, I don't remember his name now, but this one, no, not Davey. This one, Jamie, or Jordan rather. 1 year ago, 5 million views, like an 18-hour long one. That's extreme, but imagine that. Imagine posting a free course on YouTube and it gets 5 million views. I don't know how many sales he made from this course, but probably quite a bit. That would be my guess. So I think that's a great idea. If you charge $79 per month, would it be better to just charge $795 for a year? Would that then need a sales call at that point? Probably. As soon as you're selling annual, I would do a call in between. But here's also something to remember, Mark, right? This math is pretty interesting. So let's bring up a calculator. So let's say you're selling something for $79 per month. Most people think that I do it for $79 per month or I sell it times 10, right? So it's 790. And I think that makes a lot of sense. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But here's something to remember as well. If you have like 20% churn on Skool, which is not, that's good. Like when we started, we had 30% when we were selling monthly. And then we busted our butts off to get it down to 20. So I don't know what the average is, but like sub 20% is not easy. Sub 10% is very hard. And I would say the average on Skool, just guessing, is like 25-ish% on churn. That's my guess. I don't know, but that might even be on the low end. So if you have 25% churn, that means that people are leaving every 4 months. So if you're like, they're staying for 4 months on average. So if you're selling something for $79 times 4, that's basically your lifetime value of that customer, $316. So if you knew that your LTV was $316, if you just charge $350 for the annual, you're making more money per customer. You keep them in the community for a full year, which means that you'll get more testimonials, results, and all of that as well, right? And you get paid up front. And you get paid more. And then you can obviously, well, what if I do $450? What if I do $550? What if I start charging more? And then also something to keep in mind is that this is something that I think is very interesting as well. On Skool, it's very skewed towards monthly because that's what most people are doing, which is fine. But a lot of people on Skool, they're selling a course or they're selling information that is worth maybe $5,000. They're selling something extremely valuable, but then they're selling it for $100 per month just because everybody else is doing it. So I would, you see what I'm saying? So I would also keep in mind that this equation, just like, don't think about what everybody else is charging. Think about what is my information that I'm selling actually worth. Is it really worth $100 and then they stay for 4 months and I get paid, or is it really worth $79 and I get paid for 4 months? Is it really worth $316 or is it maybe worth like $2,000? So then if you're charging $2,000, you could charge $2,000 per year because that's what you think it's worth. But now you can do sales calls and close over the phone, and you can split up the payment in maybe 3 payments, or you do 4 payments of $500 per month for 4 months. So you have a simple contract that gets people to commit to it, right? So yeah, hopefully that answers that a bit. But would you need a sales calls for $800? Yeah, I think you do. I think you do. Do you know any YouTuber in the marketing for health coaching businesses. Like there is, we went to this mastermind event recently, right? And there was, I wasn't there myself, but my team was there. And I saw in the WhatsApp chat for the actual event, they were making some fun banter back and forth, and they talked about a guy in the online, in the fitness coaching space, so not necessarily health coaching. I don't know what you mean by, it can be a lot, right? Health coaching, but there was this guy in the fitness coaching space who's making, I think like 10 mil per year doing fitness coaching. So like the fitness industry is huge. It's absolutely massive. So I don't know top of my head though, in the marketing for health and coaching businesses. No. I would just go and search for it though, Selena and Niklas. Like they are out there, 100%. Complex funnels don't work anymore. Now it's all about trust. Yeah, like, I don't know what you mean by complex funnels, but like book a call funnel, it's always going to work. Webinar funnel, people still doing that. It's probably always going to work as well. Skool about page, just YouTube to Skool, works really well as well for selling low ticket without calls. But I agree, like none of them work without trust. So I agree. Paid in full, split 2, split 3, deposit. Yeah, that sounds good. $1,000 done on the about page. Yeah, like could be. We just need enough proof, right, on YouTube or wherever we build it, or proof and trust rather. Unrelated to Skool, but interesting from marketing perspective. Have you seen the Bigfoot AI vlogs? Thoughts on AI influencer? Is it there now? I don't know. Bigfoot AI vlogs. I might know what you're talking about. Let me check. It's like they do Bigfoot AI vlogs. Is it this one? Yeah, I've seen a lot of these different ones. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, AI influencer is probably coming. I reached out everywhere to get my data from Go High Level and disconnect my domain. Please get back to me to sort this. We need to know your sub account for this. So if you can write that down, or I assume you've sent us an email, but yeah, we need to know your sub account name to help with this. I can get it on today if I know your subdomain. Onboarding great, content great, but please also deliver that for the offboarding. Yes. Cool. Nice. That's all of the questions, I think, for today. We're 43 people still here. Let me know if we have some more stuff. We've been here for an hour. I can spend some more time, but that's all of the questions. So yeah. About to win. Cool. I'll look into it right away. And it was the disconnect domain. And okay, cool. Have you ever had the problem with running paid ads to Skool? Good creatives to the about page. It says I'm getting a lot of clicks, but no signups, and it feels, and it's free, and I feel like the ad account is banned. Yeah, like cold ads is tough. Like I would start with organic. I wouldn't start with cold ads. What are the main trends you're seeing with buyers' behavior at the moment? Buyers' behavior. Interesting. Yeah, I think people want to be connected with the people they are buying from, right? Like if you take, for example, my backpack there. Like I was traveling, right? So my backpack just basically broke, and I was like, "Oh dang, I need a new backpack. What type of backpack should I buy?" So I was at the airport. They had a big wall of a bunch of backpacks, and then one backpack stood out, and it was the backpack made by this individual, which is a really good Swedish entrepreneur. Maybe you guys have seen him before. Jon Olsson, as well as 1.5 million subs. He started this company, DB Bags, right? And yeah, maybe you guys know about this. He's basically been in extreme sports in skiing. But he's making like bags for surfing, skating, snow, photography, and all of this, right? And he is basically, all of his business ventures are basically being promoted by his personal brand. And he's doing like simple vlogs. And he's like, he did daily vlogs for a long time. You can see he's posting a lot. High quality vlogs, content basically. And yeah. So the question was, what are the main trends you're seeing with buyers' behaviors at the moment? I think it's just that, like, if you can build a personal brand and attach that to something that you're selling, I think is probably the absolute best. And if you look at Mr. Beast, and if you look at Logan Paul and all of these people, like in Sweden, we have a lot of influencers as well, starting like, you know, drink brands. If you look at Conor McGregor, like people want to buy from people that they kind of know, like, and trust. And it's not only this cold ads, like just buy my stuff, just marketing. And also this, right? Which is, if I've started to think about this quite a bit myself lately, like if you look at Red Bull Instagram, for example, like remember Red Bull is they're selling a drink. Let's see how many drinks we see on their Instagram. Do we see a drink yet? No drinks. Where are the drinks? Where's the Red Bull drink? Well, no drinks at all, seems like. Oh, there's one. So like Red Bull, basically what they're doing, right? They're selling you the feeling. Like they're selling you like, and Jon Olsson as well, that we just were on. Like he is, like, check this. He basically has a Red Bull helm on. I don't know if you can see that. But he was sponsored by Red Bull. I still think he is, right? So they're selling you the feeling. Like when you drink a Red Bull, you're basically, you have this feeling. You're like, I'm going to be like these people, like these extreme athletes, and I'm going to be associated with this feeling, basically. And they're one of the, we have another Swedish, like the high, like when you jump, world record in high jumping. Is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called. But they're partnering with, like, they're selling you the feeling as well. So not only doing this like marketing, like direct response advertising, where just telling people to buy your stuff, definitely works. But can you also like do something like this? The biggest brand in the world are doing this, like Apple, Nike. Nike might have a little bit more products on their Instagram though. I'm not sure. But they're still, like, it's athletes, right? You're gonna be like these athletes. If I play golf and I wear my Nike golf gear, I'm gonna be like these people. I'm gonna be like Rory McIlroy, for example. I'm gonna be like him if I wear the Nike clothing when I'm playing golf, right? So this is not the new, but this is something I feel like a lot of people are ignoring, including myself. So if we can start building those, like, not only sell the how, but sell the Sounds cliche, but sell the wow, sell the feeling. How can you do that more? What questions do you wish people asked you? I think that was a fun question. That was I like all questions. I like the interaction, just to be here. But that was a fun one. It's fun to talk about like those types of things. YouTube is fun as well. How do you enter the Skool games? Is it every month? Does your account have to be created that month? I never heard anybody explain how it works or who wins, etc. You just need a Skool community, and then every single month, or every single quarter rather, right now. So it's contest going on for 3 months. It resets. So you don't really have to do anything. You just need to focus on growing your Skool community, and if you grow a lot, you'll be on the leaderboard and you can win. So it's just about start a Skool community, you're automatically entered, and it's just about like go out there and try to make as much money as you can, basically. Just login issue, I need to solve, get inside the platform again. Okay. Also wanted to ask, I'm a growth operator. Can I purchase a Course OS account for each client that I get? We only give our Course OS to customers. We don't sell it separately. We do not. What is something that you see that breaks first with newer Skool communities? That breaks first. I think the big thing is the churn. Honestly, that we have this idea, right, that we can just stack our MRR. It's like, oh, we get a client, we get another one, and another one, and another one. And in the beginning, like everything is just stacking. It's like, oh, this is amazing. I'm growing my income, my monthly income every month. But then after 3-4 months, you're like, oh, but now I'm actually losing customers as well. So that is. I think that's the thing that most newer Skool community owners realize, that, oh, this churn thing is actually tougher than I thought. Yeah, and maybe a lot of people like kind of don't really want to think about it. It's like, I'll take it when I get there. But then once they do get there, it is a bit tough. How can one CTA to his Skool platform without being too salesy? Should one do it in every video, or should it be focusing on building good faith and an audience first? Well, no, I think you should promote it on every single YouTube video. I shouldn't think you should have it pinned under your video or like in the description. I think you should have it on your profile. I think you should make a comment and pin it there as well. And in your video, like if it makes sense, just mention it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. And then you can run retargeting ads as well. So I wouldn't worry about being too salesy. Like if you have a market and they have a problem and they're coming to your YouTube videos to solve that problem, you tell them that, hey, if you pay me, I can help you even more. Like if you have something people really want, they will be happy that you pitched it to them, right? So yeah. Cool. All right. That's the final question. I'm gonna end the stream now. Thanks everybody for joining. And if you guys have any more questions, just let me know. Join the next live. Also, pin below this video, we have a pin or a link to our page. So if you want to go and book a call with us, feel more than welcome to do that. We have quite a few opening slots for the next week. So make sure to do that if you want to learn some more about what we do. And also, if you have questions, you can join our free Skool community and ask it there as well. Or on Skool. You find me anywhere in Skool. So that's it. Have a good one. Talk soon.